What's up, my brothers from another mother? Got a request here from a young man who's in school who's questioning education and next steps. Before I hop into it, the channel sponsor, drag my finger over here, the Tactical Soap Company, pinned in the description in the top comment is a link to get 10% off if you check out with coupon code Cooper. Pheromone infused soap, it's handmade, made in the US, it's high quality stuff, and it supports the creation of content on my channel. Please consider checking that out if you want to create, or if you want to help me create more of this stuff. Got a request here from a young man. He is 21, respected Richard Cooper. Okay, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to meet you in person, actually, as it came to my knowledge that you also reside in Toronto. Since I couldn't really find any way your contact, I turned to the best part to request here. My name is Harris. I turned 21 a month ago, and I've been living in Canada for 2 years now by myself, currently living in Etobicoke. I was born and raised in Pakistan, moved to Toronto at 19. Anyhow, I'm going to write my short intro and highlight my question below. Regardless of this letter, I'd really appreciate if I could meet you in person, and that would be a lot easier for me to explain my situation in detail, wherever is convenient, more suitable. I'll explain how to get one-on-one coaching on a long-term basis with me in a moment, or towards the end. Your work has influenced me drastically as I've gained preventional red pill knowledge about how our society and the whole feminine pair works in the Western Hemisphere. I admire your efforts in improving the lives of other blue-pilled individuals who have transformed their conditioning through viewing your videos, which inevitably also included me being one. You know, your English skills are very, very good for somebody that, like your writing, your flow, the structure, it's a lot better than even guys that are North American born. So I tip my hat there, so good work there. Going forward, as being a red pill aware now, my question is more self-development rather than your custom videos. So that's good. I specialize in self-development. What brought me to Canada was a result of some serious and bizarre circumstances which have brought me to depart from my home country, as there are many so-called energy vampires in my life back there. Good. Good. Getting away from energy vampires is a very good thing. I'll put a card up on the top right of the screen, making a note to talk about the energy vampires. Just going to make a quick note here so I can mark the time slot. Check that one out. Getting rid of them and landing here new. Real questions come to mind. What should I exactly be focused on in my life as a passion or purpose? At 21, that is a very good question to ask. So again, well done for you. Right now, I'm here as a refugee. My immigration refugee case is still in process. I've been working here at Rogers Telecom. For those of you guys watching outside of Canada, they're one of the bigger cable cell phone providers, internet providers in Canada. There's really just two. And several different minimum wage jobs in the greater Toronto area since I've been here. I've only completed secondary school or high school back in Lahore, Pakistan. Discovering this new ambience gave me a huge culture shock, and I'm still confused about whether I should continue pursuing post-secondary in college, like we have been told from our parents since the dawn of time, or I should focus on making passive income as an entrepreneur in the future. I'll come back to that in a moment. Let me just finish this paragraph. It is because of the societal conditioning I remain directionless as to what to actually persevere for in my life. I'm willing to learn and adapt any skill which is involved in learning and how to make more money, as I believe this is a game and you should be a good player at it. Being a refugee, circumstances are totally different for me until my case gets approved, which seems pretty inconceivable right now, but I remain optimistic before the final decision. Dude, you'll get improved. Pretty much everybody gets into Canada, so don't worry about that part. I know some people say that it's easier to get in the States, but pretty much anybody gets into Canada. You know, you're a young man, you got the ability to work, they're going to want you here. You know, the Liberal government encourages that sort of stuff here. I've been confused by all these years between getting myself more educated and filling my wall with degrees or initializing, filling the walls with pieces of paper framed in mahogany with little letters after your name, eh? Okay, I'll get to that shortly. Or initializing, working hard, and focusing on how to become a successful entrepreneur, which I really want to be, but have no idea where to start from. What do you suggest me according to your best of your knowledge? I'm assuming my case is totally different than others, as I do reside here, but I am standing on thin ice. I am in desperate need of a mentor in my life. For me, the best and most accessible option in my proximity is you. I would be very grateful if you can meet with me in person. Bamboozled. Okay, I'm just going to go full screen here because he's asking questions about post-secondary education versus being an entrepreneur. I went to a college after high school because that's what everybody told me to do. When I was finishing up high school, there was a lot of pressure to apply to universities and post-secondary education because that's what Mark, George, and Mike were all doing. So Richard, what are you going to do? So I towed the line, and I did a couple-year course at a local community college that focused on business. And I'll be honest with you, it was a fucking waste of my time. It was 2 years that I will never get back. Sitting in a classroom, taking more notes, being lectured from somebody that isn't actually doing the work at a level that is, in my opinion, like, here's the thing. Never let school get in the way of your education. I'm going to say that again. Never let school get in the way of your education. Education and schooling are two different things. If you're sitting around in a classroom writing down notes from an overhead projector or from some lecture from somebody that's not done the work, that is only lecturing you on what the work is, very different things. Very, very different things. It's my view anyway that post-secondary education isn't the greatest use of money. It has some use. Some people get some value out of it, but it's an indoctrination system that basically wants to make more pussified sheep. It wants more cogs in the entire wheel of the corporate economy. And there's not as many jobs as you think that are out there to be filled by these corporate drones. If you're going to go to post-secondary education, you want to do STEM, science, technology, engineering, or math. Those are really the four areas that will pay you well, and there's demand for things like that. You'll find use in that degree. Unfortunately, a lot of people waste their time on shitty degrees like I did, like a general business degree, and they don't... Like, they never use it. I never used it. There was literally nothing in there. And I came to realize that it was like 2 years into the schooling. I was sitting there doing a stats course. And there was like a week that they spent literally on explaining to us the probability of odds and how to decipher an entire auditorium of people at a certain age range. What would be the chances that there would be African Americans, Asian, and what percentage would be women in that room? And there was all kinds of mathematical equations thrown at us for over a week. And it was at that point that I was like, fuck this. I am never going to use this ever in my life, ever. That's when I ended school. Now, here's the thing. You could take the $5,000 or $10,000 that you're going to spend on a semester or two of some course that might be BS, like a business course, for example. If it's not STEM, flat out, if it's not STEM, you're wasting your time. You could take that money and try to start up a business, and you'll learn far more trying to start up a business, get a business off the ground, and guess what? You might even be successful. There's a 10% chance that you might be successful if you do everything right. The chance is small, but it is there. So the lesson would be far greater than what it would be sitting around a classroom for 2 years, taking down notes of regurgitated indoctrination BS designed to teach you to be more of a cog in a wheel. A lot of these people have, pieces of paper on their wall framed with mahogany with little letters after their name, and they're making my coffee at Starbucks. And I have no pieces of paper anywhere on my wall saying that I am university educated with certain letters after my name. People pay me $600 an hour so I can coach them about fixing shit in their life, so they can understand things when it comes to getting divorced properly, women, making money, entrepreneurship, stuff like that. So again, I'll say it again, don't let school get in the way of your education. With respects to coaching, let me deal with that. I do one-on-one coaching, and the best way to get it done is there's a tier on my community page for the website. Really, there's two tiers. There's a basic membership, which gives you access to the premium content, exclusive videos with no commercials, a private discussion forum on Facebook, access to live broadcasts, and learning events. We're doing 2 this month, actually. And on the other side of the membership page, you've got $500 a month. So I'm $600 an hour for one-off type deals, which I do off clarity.fm. The link is here on my request page, so you can do it off there for a one-off. But if you need long-term mentorship, this is where you're going to do it. I don't drive out to meet people face to face. It's not often that I do. I've probably done it a handful of times, only because people have recognized a certain landmark that I might be visiting while I'm driving the car, and they're like, hey, look, I noticed you're there. I'd love to get face-to-face coaching. Can we do it? I'll arrange it. I've done it a few times, but I don't want to get in the habit of wasting my time driving across God's green earth to try to meet somebody to help them out with their scenario. We can do it face-to-face over Skype, and it's just as effective and just as convenient for me, which matters to me the most. So that being said, school or entrepreneurship, my view is going to be biased. Entrepreneurs in cars. I've not had anybody pay me a check since, well, for about 15 years now. I've been self-employed for 15 years, and I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years. I've built businesses that have done $250,000 a month and had over 23 employees in them. I've got different sources of income. So when you talk about creating passive recurring revenue, that is my preference. And I've talked about that before on my channel. I think you guys know that. You got to pay to play. I don't do basic consultations. In fact, my consultation rate and my coaching rates will be going up later on this year. So if there's something that you want to talk about face-to-face, happy to do that. But that's my feedback, generally speaking, on what you've given me over here, my friend. You know, I tip my hat that you've come here and you're doing the work and you're asking the right questions at 21. I am not your guru. You are your own guru. You are the guy that is going to get things done for you. So there's no secret program or trick. You know, you see a lot of shit on YouTube, especially, buy my program and I'll teach you how to be a social media marketer or influencer or whatever the hell they all say. It's all bullshit. Some of them have some value, and I've talked to some people that have bought programs like that for like $1,000 and change, and they've learned a few things. But at the end of the day, you got to do what's right for you and what fits right for you. And that starts with you doing things right now. That starts with you getting out there and getting exposed to new ideas, new concepts, new problems, because all that entrepreneurship is solving problems for people and them giving you money. That's all it is. It's as simple as that. And the bigger the problem, the more you can charge. The greater the solution, the greater the impact on their life, the more money you're going to make. It's like gravity, man. You just suck it. It just comes to you. Money is a byproduct of creating value in people's lives. A lot of people out there will point and sputter and try to shame and say, you know, money is the root of all evil. And that's not true. Money is just evidence that you were successful in solving people's problems. So when guys like Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates end up with billions of dollars, it's because they solve big problems in people's lives on a massive scale. So just think about that. I don't have a plug and play solution or a course to sell you, because that's not what I do. I'm not going to give that to you. It's going to come from you. Your question is school or entrepreneurship. 100% my perspective would be entrepreneurship. School does not serve young men these days. It serves women a lot better, but young men don't get the value that they expect, or they've been sold to take out of it. And they often confuse education with schooling. Those are two different things. Education is not the same thing as schooling, and you can get your education outside of post-secondary education. I'm going to leave it at that in this video. Thanks for watching it. If you want to make a request here, it's on the Entrepreneurs and Cars / request link. And you just fill out this form. It's PayPal for $100, sponsored the video, and then you fill out the information. It gets emailed to me. I read it off on the screen. Guys, you can leave your comments below on feedback like this. What's your experience been? Maybe you were a refugee. Maybe you came to North America from a foreign country and you created your own business. You had to decide between school or becoming an entrepreneur, or creating your own wealth. How did that work out for you? Put a comment below. Smash the like button and share this with somebody that might need to see it. Thanks for checking out today's video. See you guys later. Peace.